This is a photo of 26-year-old Diana Duve of Vero Beach.
I don't know what she is.
Police describe her as 5'3", 120 pounds, brown hair. She was last seen leaving the What a Tavern restaurant around 1 a.m. Friday morning with a man they say is her boyfriend, 32-year-old Michael David Jones. Neither has been heard from since.
On June 19, 2014, Diana Duve went out with some of her friends in Vero Beach, Florida.
They described her as enjoying herself, but she was texting a lot. They just felt like it was a little out of the ordinary. She left her friends and then went and met up with Mike Jones at another establishment. It's called What a Tavern.
Lieutenant Matt Harrelson says Diana and Jones appeared to be having a good time, having a few drinks. And at one point, he says it appeared Diana was crying, visibly upset, but then kind of not.
And when they were leaving, the bar staff said, "Are you guys okay to get home?" Mike said, "I'm gonna drive her home, don't worry about it."
What time was that?
It was around 1:30 a.m.
Diana was never seen again. The next day, Lieutenant Harrelson and his partner Sergeant Brad Metz went to Jones's apartment, but no one answered the door.
We want to find Diana. We want to reunite her with her parents. We want to make sure she's okay.
Investigators knew that in order to find Diana, they needed to find Mike Jones.
She was 26 years old, and she would call me every day. It set me off immediately. I was trying to tell everybody who would listen, if she's not calling me, it's because she can't.
And then we began to learn about Michael Jones.
Jones was a wealth manager for PNC Bank and was praised in performance reviews for his strong ethics and leadership qualities.
He handled a lot of multi-million-dollar accounts. A lot of people trusted him with a lot of money.
Ellie Sexton says she dated Jones for 2 to 4 months.
I remember the stories like every time there was a zinger.
Ellie says Jones's stories were always elaborate with celebrities involved, and that he always knew people wherever he went.
Mike told me that his sister was dating Jason Aldean and that he was adopted by Ronald Reagan's son. Mike drove a gold Honda Accord that was probably 10 years old, but he told me that he had a penthouse in Fort Lauderdale, that he had a Porsche, that he just didn't want to damage.
Stuart Pierce was friends with Jones.
Well, Mike Jones told me that he was adopted and that he played some minor league baseball. But one time hanging out on the beach and seeing him throw a football made me think that he'd probably never played minor league baseball.
Nothing in his life was the truth. Who he really is, to this day, I'm not sure we know.
2 days after Diana disappeared, Sergeant Metz noticed Jones's phone had pinged off a cell tower in the Fort Pierce area, 25 minutes away from Vero Beach. Local authorities in Fort Pierce located Jones's gold Honda Accord in the parking lot of a Hampton Inn. Sergeant Metz and Lieutenant Harrelson entered his room.
He seemed surprised?
He was surprised to see us, absolutely. He was sitting on one of the double beds with like a V-neck t-shirt on and some shorts and smoking a cigarette, and he was talking on a cell phone.
When Metz asked where Diana was, Jones gave him nothing.
I'll tell you unequivocally, I don't know where she is. Don't have the slightest clue, and I've tried to find her.
Metz and Harrelson seized a burner phone Jones had been using. Authorities traced the purchase of that burner phone back to a Walmart in Melbourne, Florida, an hour north of the Hampton Inn. After reviewing surveillance footage from the Walmart in Melbourne, police made a startling discovery.
It's a little grainy, but it appeared to be Diana's car.
Local police were asked to search for Diana's car, a black Nissan.
They had found her vehicle.
3 days after Diana went missing, authorities found her car in the parking lot of a Publix.
And there she was.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. Crazy.
Diana had been found dead in the trunk of her car.
There's certain things in this job that you can't unsee, you can't unlive.
You'll never forget.
I remember putting my hands on my knees and kind of just putting my head down. It was not the way I wanted to find her.
And I opened the door, and here's Chief Police in complete uniform.
The saddest thing in my life was seeing him come out the driveway.
And he told me they found her. To lose her like this, it's indescribable.